Welcome to our video today, where we're going to explore one of the most fascinating topics in data analysis: Symmetric DS virtual columns. Are you tired of dealing with messy and complex data structures? Do you struggle to make sense of your data and wish there was a way to simplify it? Well, you're in luck, because that's exactly what we're going to cover today. In this video, we'll be diving into the world of Symmetric DS virtual columns and how they can revolutionize the way you work with data. Symmetric DS virtual columns are an incredibly powerful tool that allows you to create new columns in your dataset based on complex calculations and relationships between existing columns. But what makes them truly special is their ability to simplify even the most convoluted data structures, making it easier for you to analyze and understand your data like never before. In this video, we'll take a closer look at how Symmetric DS virtual columns work, how they can benefit your data analysis workflow, and provide some practical examples of how you can start using them today. So let's get started. So what exactly are Symmetric DS virtual columns? In essence, they're a type of calculated column that allows you to create new fields in your dataset based on mathematical expressions and relationships between existing columns. One way to think about it is to imagine having a spreadsheet with multiple columns containing different types of data. Let's say you have columns for sales figures, dates, and customer names. With Symmetric DS virtual columns, you can create a new column that calculates the total sales for each customer based on the sales figures and date ranges. But here's where it gets really interesting. Because these virtual columns are calculated on the fly, they don't actually exist as physical columns in your dataset. This means you can have multiple virtual columns referencing the same underlying data without having to duplicate or create new tables. Another key benefit of Symmetric DS virtual columns is their ability to simplify complex data structures. Imagine having a table with hundreds of columns and rows upon rows of data. It's easy to get lost in the noise. But with Symmetric DS virtual columns, you can create simplified views of your data that only show the most relevant information. For example, let's say you have an e-commerce dataset with columns for order dates, customer IDs, product names, and sales amount. With Symmetric DS virtual columns, you could create a new column that calculates the total revenue per customer based on their past purchases. This would give you a much clearer view of your most valuable customers without having to wade through rows of raw data. So what are the main points to take away from this video? First and foremost, Symmetric DS virtual columns are an incredibly powerful tool for simplifying complex data structures and creating new insights. By allowing you to create calculated columns on the fly, they can help you work more efficiently with your data and uncover hidden patterns. Secondly, these virtual columns don't actually exist as physical columns in your dataset. This means you can have multiple virtual columns referencing the same underlying data without having to duplicate or create new tables. Finally, Symmetric DS virtual columns are all about flexibility. They allow you to adapt to changing data structures and business requirements with ease. Whether you're working with sales figures, customer data, or inventory levels, these virtual columns give you the ability to quickly pivot and adjust your analysis on the fly. And that's a wrap. Thanks for joining me today as we explored the world of Symmetric DS virtual columns. These powerful tools have the potential to revolutionize the way you work with data. By simplifying complex structures, creating new insights, and giving you the flexibility to adapt to changing business requirements. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more content on data analysis and visualization. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover in future videos, please leave them in the comments below.